So guys, this is what the topology is. As you can see on my screen, we have three checkpoint firewalls. One is management server, and one is a gateway. Another one is a gateway, uh, both connected with ISP router. And as you can see on my screen, the IP address and the interface details and everything. So right now what we're gonna do, we're gonna configure the layout of this topology first, and then we'll go for the VPN configuration. Just to understanding purpose, just understand we have a checkpoint gateway and there is a LAN behind this, which is this Windows machine. There's another checkpoint gateway and there's a LAN behind this gateway, which is this. And this management server is managing both the gateways. So right now, let's go to this management server and see what configuration we have. So let me just log in. If I show you show config, show configuration, so you can see there is nothing or no configuration is set up. Basically, I can see there is expert mode password is configured and no IP addresses, nothing. So far, all interfaces looks in a state. Okay, so only I can see the interface ETH0 is configured with this IP address 192.168.50.90, which we can use to access via HTTPS and nothing else. Okay, the default gateway is configured, which is this guy. So let's do one thing. Let's do the HTTPS to this magnet server and do the initial setup. Let me just take a HTTPS connection, username and the password, and it should prompt for the first time configuration. Okay, so checkpoint first time configuration wizard R81.20. Let's continue with R81.20 configuration. This is what the IP address I have set up initially and all this default gateway thing. This is for the management purpose. ETH1 based on the topology will configure the things. So ETH1 having 10.1.1.101. So we'll be giving that IP address 10.1.1.101. Let me cross check 10.1.1.101 and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. IPv6 we're not going to configure. Next is the SMS, so I'm just giving the SMS 1, or I would like to give management server. Domain will give firewallgan.com. Primary DNS will give as a Google DNS, and secondary I like to give the internal DNS. Let's say next. Here by default date and time I'm taking, so no changes here. Now this is the security management server, so let me just check that, and define security management server as a primary. Next, use Gaia admin credentials, define a new administrator. So let me just define new one. You can use default one, but I have just used new one. Okay, looks like the password it does not match. Let me type. Next. So GUI client can log into the security management server. This is a live purpose, so I'm saying any for now. and let's setting this as it is and just say yes. So it just verifying the configuration, and once verification happens, it will install the basic things. All right, let this get completed. Meanwhile, we go back to the security gateway, this guy, and let me check what configuration we have here. So let me just log in to this and just say show configuration, and as I can see, there is nothing much configured except expert password. uh, yeah, you can see it's similar IP address configuration. So for this, what I can do, I'll use the same command and I'll just change the IP address to something else. So let's use the same command and just instead of 90, I'll just put 91 for now. And I say save config. Okay, now let's go ahead and access that guy. HTTPS 50.91. So this is the gateway, and I'm just giving the IP address to it based on the topology. Okay, I hope this is okay. So this guy, what is this? This gateway need to have this connectivity. So for the sake of configuration, let me just have this connectivity. So this is the management connectivity. So every gateway need to have. Later on, we're going to remove this. This is for the sake of connectivity. So I'll show you the things. Now see, it is going to be access. Check if it is connected. Okay, it will not access. The reason behind it, it's ETH2. So again, my mistake. Let's do one thing, guys. Let's set some IP address here, something as per the topology. So what IP address we have in a topology? ETH1. ETH1 we have 172.21.1011. 172 172.21.101. Yep, 172.21.101. 21.101-1. All right, save config, and I want ETH2. ETH2 will have this IP address. I would say 90, I would say 44. Just sake of management connectivity. Okay, save config. So I hope you understand why is that. See, my management is connected to the ETH2, so it has to work for the ETH2 only, not for the one. Now if you see, it should give me the access. If it is not, let me check why. But let's wait. 192.168.50.44. This guy is also configured somewhere. ETH2 is having this IP address. Hopefully there should be no problem now. So ETH2 is connected to the management. How it is not connecting now? Let me see. Show configuration. Let's check. Yeah, it is there. Let me scroll up. This You see interface to having this IP address, but if you note that interface state is what ETH2 is auto negotiable, which is on. All right, that's it's okay. If you see this, the interface state is off, so that's why we are not able to connect. Let's do that. Let's enable the interface state. Okay, off. We need to make it on. Now it should get connected, hopefully. All right, it's connected. Meanwhile, let me just save it. Save config. All right. So we'll be having the configuration based on the topology. I know I'm going a little bit fast here, but this video is not for the basic configuration. It's all about the VPN thing. That's why I'm moving a little bit fast. So topology says, if you see, we have an external interface 172.21.101.1 and 192.168.1.1 as a DMZ, and internal is 10.1.1.1. Next. So this is my management, which is fine. I don't care about it. IPv4 for ETH1, which is manual, and as per the topology, what I need to have. Okay, I'm back. As per the topology, I would say external is, ETH1 is 172.21, 172.21, 101.1, and 255, 255, 2550. So let me cross check. All right. And next is already used by ETH0. Let me check ETH0. Interface is on. I don't want this IP address to ETH1. It is 0 for now. Okay. Let's define something else for now. Change it later. 10.1.1.1, 255, 255, 255.0. Okay, let's go for the ETH1. 172.21.101.1, 255, 255, 255.0. Let me cross check one more time. 172.21.101.8, 172.21.108. Okay, next. Why it's saying already used? My mistake. Okay, let's do this. Let's give something else here. 192.1.1.100. Okay. 172.21, 101.1, 255, 255, 255.0. Next. Okay, now it's good. Let's go back and what interface we required. For ETH0, it's an internal thing. So we'll have 10.1.1.1. I'm just doing it. So 10.1.1.1, give the IP address. 10.1.1.1. Next, it is 10.1.1.1. Yeah. Uh, there will be one more interface, which is uh, default DMZ interface. We'll configure that later on once everything is got set up. So this is gateway for what side? This is for the 80 gateway. Let's do this 80 gateway. Give it a domain name firewall gan.com. Primary initialization.8.8.8.8. Secondary 1.1.1.1. Next, everything is same. This is your security gateway, part of the cluster if in future if you want. Next, give the activation key. Activation key is important when you set up a connection between the management server and the gateway. Connect to the management server as a service. We don't require this. Okay, password is something else. Let me just type it. All right, let's see if it is work. All right, yes. So the second configuration is also done. Let's go to the gateway and we'll set up this UK gateway now. Let me go to this gateway. I think the similar configuration you're going to find. Let me just say log into this. Show configuration. Let's check what we have here. Yeah, the interface 0 is configured. Let me just copy paste that command, and we need to configure which interface here. So if you see this guy having management with ETH2. So two things we need to do. Number one, let's give ETH0 some another IP address. Based on the topology, we have ETH0 somewhere. So ETH0 is 10.1.9.1, 10.1.9.1. So 10.1.9.1. Let's have this IP address with this guy, and ETH2 will be having this IP address, and we need to enable that interface. That is another thing. This is the ETH2, and to enable we have this command. So let me just go ahead and type ETH2, and the command is like on. Okay, let me just save the config, and let's now only one more thing. I just did mistake. The IP address is 90. Instead of that, I want to give 45, just for the sake of testing. Let's do the save config, and now I want to access that. So I need one more tab here, and this is causing some trouble for me. Anyway, that's the DPS. Everything is same. I just want 45. Yeah. Hopefully this will give me less space. Configure. So based on the topology, we need to configure admin and give the password. Topology says your external IP address is 172.29.109. 172.29.109. So ETH2 is fine. What next? ETH1. What is the ETH1? ETH1 is 172.29.109. 172.29. 172.29. and what 1091 1091 255 255 255 next come back. What we have here, we have internal IP address, it is 0. I think that is already there. Let's check. It is 0. It's there. The same IP address and looks good. This is what your UK gateway. So UK gateway, give the domain name firewallgan.com, primary DNS and secondary DNS. Okay, next. So this is also gateway. This is secondary gateway. You use the power of the gateway. Next, give the activation key. So activation key is there and finish. Basically, the basic things is going on now with all this gateway. And once everything is got installed, we'll establish a communication between the secret management server and the gateways, and then we'll try to configure VPNs. So I'll be see you next video.